Hi, this is PWC. Obviously, if you've just seen my payback predictions, you know this is my AEW All Out predictions. If you haven't seen the payback predictions, please go there and check them out. Obviously, like I said in that video, got 2 pay-per-views this weekend. Obviously, this is my predictions for All Out. And we'll jump straight into it then. The first match is Kenny Omega versus Takeshita. Obviously, if you saw All in London, obviously I was there live in person. It was a great time, even though we've got some news coming out of it. I'm going to ignore that, even though it's clearly affecting this pay-per-view. But yeah, obviously, if you saw the 6-man tag between Bullet Club Gold and the Elite, Takeshita rolled up Kenny for the win, and it's been made clear by Don Callis in the press conference after the show that Kenny hasn't won a singles match since Don turned. So with that being said, and obviously the fact that he was the one that got pinned at All In, Kenny is my pick to win here. Next up is the AEW International Championship. Obviously, Orange Cassidy, the champion, versus Jon Moxley. This has been probably the strongest thing besides the MJF Adam Cole story in AEW, is Orange Cassidy's constant title matches on a weekly basis and destroying his body, pretty much. And that being said, obviously, I'll talk a bit more, but my prediction is Jon Moxley. He's going to be that person to finally beat Cassidy, because especially after Stadium Stampede, Cassidy is a broken man. He is damaged. He can't go on, and Moxley will exploit that weakness and become the new international champion. Up next is our only women's match on the card, which is for the TBS Championships. Kris Statlander versus Ruby Soho. Obviously, we saw Ruby on All In during the women's Fatal 4-Way when Toni Storm attacked her and Ruby just walked off. But that being said, Kris Statlander for the win, I guess, because I'm not 100% sure how many times she's defended it since beating Jade Cargill. And that, I've got nothing much to say about this. Obviously, one of the biggest issues with AEW since the beginning has been its women's division, and it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. So, yeah, sorry I can't give you much more into this. Next up is one of my most anticipated matches of the night, which was set up. Obviously, it was being set up before, but it was made official in the pre-show or the 0 hour of All In London, and that is Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs. And straight to the point, Miro for the win. I love Miro, always have, all the way back to the days he was in WWE as Rusev, and I popped big when his music hit at All In. So yeah, Miro for the win. Next up is the TNT Championship. Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin. Obviously, we saw Darby in the coffin match at All In with Christian Cage. There's 2 ways it could go. I'm going for Luchasaurus. I want Luchasaurus to retain because I am loving Christian Cage with the belt. It's one of the best things on TV, on AEW TV at the moment. But Darby is one of those people that seemingly does win the TNT title often. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it's just, it does seem to be now and again, oh, let's give Darby a quick run with it before the next monster wins the belt. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, I'm just saying that has happened before, so there is the possibility of this happening again. But putting that aside, I'm going with Luchasaurus to retain. Up next is an 8-man tag. We had a 6-man tag last week, and now we've got an 8-man tag. It's Bullet Club Gold, again, this time with the Ass Boys, or the Guns, officially, against the team of FTR and the Young Bucks, can they coexist? Pretty much. And I'm looking forward to it, mainly because of what's the potential of FTR and the Young Bucks tagging together. And with that said, they're winning. But I think there'll be some sort of incident or angle after the match which will lead to somewhere like a future match or something. And then we got going on to the next match, a tag team match of the Blackpool Combat Club of Claudio and Wheeler Yuta versus Eddie Kingston and Shibata. Very Ring of Honor match at the moment. And that being said, I'm just going to go with Eddie and Shibata. I've not got much to say. It's probably going to be a very fun match, but clearly this is just thrown together as the next match, which I'll go into, which is Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor for the ROH TV Championship. Joe to win. He lost to Punk at Allin, so give him a win here. And that's that on those two matches. I can't really say much because they just seem to be thrown together. I'm not downplaying the talent. It just seems it's very thrown together. And finally, the last match on the card is another Ring of Honor belt. It's the ROH Tag Team Championships. It's the team of Adam Cole and MJF, or as they've been dubbed, Better Than You, Bay, versus the Dark Order for the championships. And that's just nothing against the Dark Order. This is clearly an easy win for Cole and MJF to further their story. So yeah, I'm picking them to retain, but I do believe something will happen with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. Either a turn or an angle at the end to set up something, a future match down the line. But yeah, that's my prediction for that match. That's it. That's my predictions for AEW All Out. Clearly, Backstage Matters has affected this pay-per-view. And also, I personally don't think it's a great idea doing back-to-back pay-per-views a week from each other, because this pay-per-view feels like it's lacking. Obviously, the Cassidy Moxley match is going to be great. Kenny's going to be great. The match quality is not going to be a problem. It's just the build has felt very lacking, and obviously that because they've just gone from the aftermath of All In straight into a go home show for All Out, and that's showing in some of these matches that just feel like TV matches. Good TV matches, obviously, but just TV matches. And for the AEW equivalent of WrestleMania, you could argue, this is a very bad, not terrible, but bad looking card for like a big show like this on paper. I'm not denying it won't be a good show, it probably will, but on paper it's not looking like the strongest card they've had in the past. Obviously, like I said, that's due to backstage incidents, which you can look online. I'm not going to get into on there. But anyway, please do let me know in the comments what you think your predictions are for this show and how you're going to watch it and give us a comment on, like I said, the payback predictions if you're watching this afterwards. If not, go and watch the payback predictions after you finish this video. Okay, bye.